All right, Zahardos, we are finally back at episode 127. We got special guest, Wolves super fan Buck joining us. Buck, how you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing great, boys. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Tell the listeners out there, the Spotify and Apple Podcast listeners, what your StreamYard name is right now, because that is just hilarious.
Io de suck on moo balls.
I fucking
Yep.
love IO, dude, so much. Spinny,
I,
what's
I,
all going on with you, man?
Not much, man. Just on that recruiting grind. You know how that be. It's travel season for us, so just getting on the grind after it. I would ask you about your season, but we're gonna do that later. So be ready.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Well,
let's hear from the music so we can get
yeah,
this shit on the road.
facts.
Here we go, hard as an Arnold's.
Episode 127. We got a whole bunch of headlines since it's been a while since we last talked to y'all. As everyone knows by now, the Seahawks have won Super Bowl 60. Kenneth Walker wins the Super Bowl MVP. My question for you guys, now that it's been 9 days since Super Bowl, we've let it marinate a little bit. As a Vikings fan, how pained are we that Sam Darnold is a Super Bowl champion?
I kind of. It gives me the vibe that I want him to win like 4 more in a row, just to make it hurt even more. It's like yes, kick me while I'm down,
Right.
like hit me, daddy, type of thing. That's
Yeah,
that's kind of my vibes. I'm really happy for him. I mean, not too many
Yeah.
people have
Same.
been beat down that long. I mean, I think about it now that I'm 28, and I think he's also 28, like coming into the league at 20 years old, like I was so immature. And not
Yeah.
saying he was immature, but I can't imagine the stress and the responsibility and just everybody in the outside world making fun of you like for 7 straight years. That's tough. So I'm very
Top,
happy for him.
top 3 draft pick. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
I just don't think there's a guy you root for more than Sam. Like pretty much the best comeback story of any quarterback ever. Like I think we're at that point. I mean, Kurt Warner has some rumor talk in there, and Doug Flutie as well. But like
Yeah.
to go from seeing ghosts to win the Super Bowl as the like not in a Trent Dilfer way, in like I'm the best player and running the team type of way. I mean, obviously not in the Super Bowl, but in the NFC Championship game, we saw that, and Sam had a good playoff run overall. So it's just a guy you want to root for. And listen, like, sucks as a Vikings fan, but also like there was some big organizational changes that happened because of it, and it seems like that will be for the better going forward. So maybe we even benefited a little from this too.
I
Well,
still
let's hope
think
so.
that Cam shouldn't be the only one who's gone. I'll probably be one of the only people in that boat. But I think KOC thinking that it was him getting all those wins definitely frustrates me. And seeing how Seattle handled Sam Darnold getting the ball out fast, focusing more on the run game. I mean, we tried, didn't work out too well, but just feels like we refused to adjust for him. And he is a quarterback that holds onto the ball the longest in the league.
Yeah,
Yeah, you didn't really notice that during the season, but those last 2 games against the Lions and the Rams, that's when it really came to fruition with Darnold. But I mean, hey, he balled out, man. 0 turnovers in the playoffs this year for a guy who led the NFL in turnovers in the regular season.
that was good by him. I also just think like it seems to me like KOC was fighting to keep Sam. So it seems to me like that's why he got to keep his job in that whole situation. But I don't know.
Well, I feel like we're gonna have to make some noise in the next year or two, or otherwise KLC might be out of the job. I feel like. I mean, he's been here for what, 4 or 5 years already? So NBA trade deadline. There was a lot of crazy moves, honestly, this year, as always. NBA trade deadline is the best. I'm going to throw out Triple J. Jaren Jackson Jr. traded to the Jazz for 3 firsts. Obviously, the other players involved in that deal. I thought this was a good deal for the Jazz, for both teams, honestly, just because the Jazz are trying to make a move for next year. Now, obviously, they've been involved in some horrendous tanking situations this year, so it is weird to acquire a win-now player when you're trying to lose, but he's already been ruled out for the rest of the season with injury. But next year, fully healthy, like their big lineup is massive. I'm wondering how they can guard smaller and quicker wings, but just that size is going to be crazy. I mean, Lowry's 7 foot, Jaren Jackson's 6'11", I believe. Walker Kessler's like 7'2". Ace Bailey might be playing the 2 at like 6'8", 6'9". So I liked it from both ways. Obviously, 3 firsts is a good return for the Grizzlies too. What do you guys think?
Go ahead.
I hate Markkanen playing the 3. I think
that's what I'm saying. Like defensively, that's weird.
So that is a little weird for me. But I also know Kessler's a restricted free agent, so I mean, maybe that's the move. I know the injury piece with him is huge. And also, like, maybe you just don't start Walker Kessler, and Walker Kessler's your 3rd big, and that's the way you want to do it. I just think there'll be a hard time playing all 3 of them at the same time, but who do I know? And Hardy's a good coach, so I think the lineup situation will get figured out there. But I like the trade overall. I like the trade for the Grizzlies. The biggest thing with them is I'm surprised they didn't ship Jaw, but it sounds like Jaw's market value is essentially 0. So that makes sense more for them. But I like the full embrace the tank move with the Bane and Jackson.
7 firsts. 7 firsts. So
yeah, you can't get a tattoo of your team logo and then get traded. I think that's kind of what happened there. They're like, oh, gross. But no, I'm glad to see the Grizzlies' demise. I really am. 2022, I'll never get over it. That was some of the most BS I've ever seen in person, and they deserve everything that's coming towards them.
Damn, Grizzlies hater Buck.
Yep.
I respect it. I hated them too. So what, they got one playoff series win, I believe, in that Big Freeze era. So
I believe so.
Yeah, that's it. Let's go to another big, traded for 3 firsts. Anthony Davis to the Wizards for 3 firsts. Obviously, the Wizards are gearing up for next year. Trey AD just kind of like fell in their lap. I like the prices they got him at. Obviously, injuries are always AD's biggest concern, but if you get a top 4 pick this year and add that high-end prospect to the young guys they got plus Trey and AD, I mean, they're at least like trying to compete now, which I like to see.
Yeah, I don't love this trade, but I also think like 2 things. They got good assets for very little. And so I think like AD and Trey both can only go more positive at this point. I think like it's hard. I don't see them going more negative as far as what you're getting out of them. So it's like I get that from the Wizards' perspective when they had nobody. And also I think it's a good play for like getting these young guys, assuming they get one of those top picks this year, getting these young guys on their team in games that matter going forward. Because, like, if Young and AD play, plus the younger guys they have now and this top pick, like, they'll probably be a play-in or maybe even 5, 6 seed in the East going forward in the next couple of years. I'm not saying they'll get there, but they could. And then if you get those young guys in big games at 19, 20, 21, we've seen with Luka and Ant, like, how much that matters for development. So I think, like, from
Jaylen Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I think when Trae Young kind of fell into their lap for, what was it, McCollum and Middleton or something along the lines with McCollum, I think that just made them think like, okay, we better go do something else as well. I like get him into some big games. I have not been a huge Anthony Davis guy as of late just because of the injury factors of it. And
he never plays.
Yeah, I picture him as like, I am a superstar. Like, I don't know. I can't say much on his locker room presence. I just think that maybe different vets, and they had vets in the building already. I just don't know what the Wizards are doing. I would have kept my picks. And then they have, Kaishan George, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaishan George, Alex Sarr. Yeah, so they had a good young core. I would have probably waited another year before making any move for a solid vet because I just don't think Trae Young and I think they're going to get stuck in the middle again.
Yeah, that's true. They could end up in that 6 to 9 range and just kind of like an NBA purgatory. I can see that. AD though, I don't have it written down. Hard as hard as go look at the overall haul for Luka because it looks even more horrendous following this AD trade. It is so bad. Definitely the worst trade NBA history.
Can we talk about why trade AD as Dallas other than like you're trying to get over the Luka trade, and like if that's the reason you traded him, that's awful. That's
Isn't that
really an awful reason. Like
I thought for sure it would have been like a summer deal, not like the first full season you have the guy on the team. Like, what are we talking about?
I just don't get like why not at least try the Kyrie, Coop, and AD run next year? Like I was just surprised
you didn't even wait for it.
That one look. Not that I think that those three are gonna like make a huge difference, but now you're trading AD and you're basically moving it back 3 or 4 years more on Coop's timeline, which I understand, but like I just don't think you're gonna get enough out of Kyrie and AD to make that make sense. And you're also not going to be bad probably with Coop Flag, bad enough to be in the lottery multiple times. So I just don't understand like
also let's not forget that they made this trade to win now. They thought they had a better chance to win now by getting AD instead of having Luka. Obviously, Nico Harrison is not in the building anymore, so I get that. But.
Yeah, and Klay Thompson's just randomly on that roster now. I'm sure he loves his time.
Yeah, I just don't.
He's just more focused on Meg Thee Stallion at this point. Let's be real.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the Mavericks are definitely confused me. I don't think they know what they're doing either.
What's another deal you guys want to talk about? Harden to the Cavs for Darius Garland. That one surprised the hell out of me. Talk about completely giving up on a guy. I mean, Garland is 10 years younger than James Harden. 10.
I think this was all a piece to keep Mitchell. I mean, I just don't see what else it would be. I don't think Garland and Mitchell play well together. I think Garland's injuries, especially the feet stuff, seems like Cleveland was worried about his long-term health with that. Again, like two small guards. I don't know if you can win with Garland and Mitchell together. And like the big thing with Harden is at least he's going to play. Man basically never misses time, like very rarely misses time. So at least he's gonna play. And like if you have Mitchell and Mobley and Harden, who are all pretty reliable and pretty confident you're gonna play, and then Allen's your fourth, and everything else they got there, like just having a guy that's gonna consistently be able to make good decisions as the point guard and play, I think is all they wanted in a pitch to like, hey, if we can make the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals, maybe we keep Mitchell. I think that had to be what Cleveland was going through there.
Yeah, and honestly, James Harden kind of just wreaks havoc everywhere he goes, in my opinion. I haven't seen it work out in a long time. But even if he leaves, I think they're kind of opening up. They're going to keep making moves to try to get LeBron back in there next year. I see that happening. It's like, hey, your final year, bring it on home. Let's win another one.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. It just all depends if LeBron's willing to sign for the vet minimum or if he wants his money again. That's what it really comes down to. So he can sign there next year even with Harden if he just takes a small deal. But let's jump to Zubats to the Pacers for 2 firsts, Mathurin and Isaiah Jackson. One of the first is this year's protected 1 to 4 and 10 to 30. So the Clippers get it if it falls picks 5 to 9, or if it goes in those protected ranges, it is the 2027 unprotected first. What do you guys think about this deal, honestly?
I mean, I love Zoo. Again, I'm a little surprised they let Miles Turner go to the Bucks. Just trade Mathurin and first for a guy who is a lot different of a player, but I don't think fits their system as well. Like, I am excited to see Zoo and Tyrese in the pick and roll. I mean, that's going to be nasty. Zoo's good at making those decisions from the mid-post role that I think he'll be good at. And the physicality that he brings is good. I think he can play at the pace they're looking for. Obviously not the shooter that Miles Turner is. So like that is a little bit of a different thing there. But I get this trade from both sides. Clippers are trying to get that pick top 4, get that player, pair him with Hallie and Pascal, and then Zubac is a perfect player in that theoretic scenario. Clippers get Mathurin, who I think could play for them, and they're playing the long game, the post-Kawhi game now. And I don't think that Harden worked in their building anymore. Again, or not Harden. Geez. Hello, Dylan. Are you alive on this pod? Anyways, I think it was a good trade for them and for the Pacers. Pacers gave up more than I would have liked for Zoo, but I think it made sense both ways.
Agreed.
I think that the Pacers kind of know more than everyone else right now. Like, maybe they know the league's about to crack down on the Clippers, which they are, and some sort of loophole there is oh, that part of you guys don't get that pick anymore, so it's just thrown out the window anyways. I can see that happening.
That would be crazy. That's a good point, honestly. Yeah, I mean, also just from a personality standpoint, toughness, he fits their mold in that regard too. Andrew Nembhard, Tyrese, these guys are all Pascal. They get to work, right? And that's exactly what Zubac does too. So I get it from that standpoint. Spinny, I got to ask you this before we talk about the Timberwolves trade. Vooch to the Celtics for Simons. What were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I love it from the perspective of I think there's more guards that can score available on the buyout market, which Boston now has a spot for. And I think that there's more guards that score on their team, as in White, Pritchard, Brown. And now, I mean, Cade is still the starter. I mean, that's he's locked that in with his performances this year. So I think just in that, potential backup minutes role for Vooch, as well as it gives you the ability to play 2 bigs, which is something that a lot of teams in the East are doing. And Boston really had trouble competing with that pre-trade. So I like it from that perspective. But I did like Simons for Boston. I thought he did a lot of good things.
He was coming into his own.
And he was coming into his own. So I think this was more about, can we match up with teams in the playoffs if they go big? And also when Tatum comes back, I think the team makes a lot more sense with Vooch than Simons if you have Tatum.
Yes, completely agree. And I think money was a factor too. I do believe. Do you know, Spinny, if Simons has another year in his contract or not? Because I know he's getting paid
year 2.
Which you would imagine he's going to accept because it's $30-something million.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if he's going to get that in the market. So, all right, Buck, super fan, T-Wolves. What do you think about our moves? Obviously, we traded Conley just to get off that money. We just actually re-signed him a little bit ago. And then we traded 4 seconds, Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller for Ayo Dosunmu from the Bulls.
Well, if you remember anything from a few years ago, those 4 seconds mean absolutely nothing anymore unless the league makes a change. We had the first overall pick in the second round. I can't remember if that was 2 or 3 years ago. And Tim Connelly just said he was kind of shocked at how things went. A bunch of the agents were like, no, we don't want you to draft us. We have a situation we'd like to go to. And it basically the second round turned into the undrafted free agency. And the undrafted guys were the guys who would normally go in the second round. So it was a lot. The second round's completely changed now. It's a big, you use your contract guy to help you out.
Let me make comment about that. That is absolutely true because you think back to Austin Reeves. The only reason why he wasn't drafted in the second round is because he told teams not to draft him because he wanted to go to the Lakers. He said, "Don't draft me. I don't want to go to your team." So no one drafted him. He went undrafted, even though he would have been picked in that second round.
So I said, excuse me, contract guy. I meant agents, but yeah. So the whole second round picks mean nothing to me anymore. So we basically got off of Rob Dillingham. He was, I wouldn't call him a locker room cancer, but he was in a tough situation for the start of his career. We kind of needed a guy who could step in and play right away, and didn't really have the time to develop him. We didn't give him any of the time, and
That's true.
Chris Finch was really set on playing Mike Conley. It really didn't help us a lot there. But I'm still glad Conley's back, and I'm glad we got Ayo because, Conley can stay on that Joe Ingles role for the rest of the season.
And I don't think Rob's a good player right now. I don't. But I also think, like Buck said, giving him no minutes at all Like, and Mike Connolly was not awesome in his minutes either. I just
Terrible.
don't see
Let's be real, Spinny. He was terrible.
I just don't see why we didn't give Rob more minutes, even if he was bad in regular season games, to actually give him some time and see what we got from him. So I think it was good both ways, like you said, to like get him out, and hopefully he'll get a fresh start on a timeline where they really don't care. And like, I mean, he's gotten over 30 minutes in 2 of the last 4 Bulls games. So like, I think he'll get more of an op with them.
Yeah, even with them having a million damn guards. Fucking Bulls are just make no sense, man.
It'll be interesting to see what we do moving forward because Io's definitely a pace person, and I really can't see, like, I think Ant really slows it down. Julius Randle, he's more of this in the same boat. Maybe he'll light some energy in us, but over the last 20 games, I believe we were 13-7, 13-8, 13-9. So it wasn't going too great for us. And we kind of had the vibes of like, I'm too cool for this, which extremely frustrates me. It's like knowing we've never done anything. And it just still takes me back to the PTSD of the Maverick series saying that, oh, we thought it was going to be a breeze. It's like, so some of the times with this team just drives me absolutely crazy when we just look like crap against certain people, and it's because they thought they were going to walk in and just take them out. We're having 2 expansion teams for a reason. It's a deep league.
Facts.
I do have a comment about the expansion later, but let's move on. NBA All-Star Weekend. Team Knicks won the Shooting Stars competition. Dame won his 3rd 3-point contest. Actually, 3 of the last 4. Dame has won. Dunk contest, Kashad Johnson won. I had no idea who that dude was until the dunk contest. Did any of you guys watch the Saturday night events?
I watched part of the 3-point contest after we played with some coaches. It was fun. I also love Dame's DM he shared. Looks like Steph, Clay, Booker, and Dame already locked for next year's 3-point contest.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
What about the dunk contest, man? Is this just a lost cause at this point?
I think they should be bringing in professional dunkers. I really do. Because, I mean, we saw what happened to Jace Richardson. And, bro, I would have, like, bring in the ambulance. That was so embarrassing. I'm not actually hurt, but I'm staying down. Like,
Right. Yeah, that was bad. It smoked his head.
And then I saw the... Go ahead. I saw the video Mac McClung posted afterwards of, I don't know how the hell he brought his arm up like that.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
Bro, all 4 of those videos, I'm like, that's absurd. Obviously, you don't know how many takes it took him, but I would just bring in professional dunkers. These guys aren't going to... That was bad.
Also, Mac McClung saying he didn't participate because people said they wouldn't if he was in it.
Well, because everyone knew he'd easily win again.
Well, and it's like, yeah, okay, I get that, but like, who participated in it anyway? Jackson Hayes? Instead of Mac McClung to get Jackson Hayes? It's like, come on.
No more 7-footers, please, bro, because these guys don't be doing anything. Jackson Hayes, like, first dunk was literally just like from a step in front of the free throw line, and then he just one-handed. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's nothing.
I will say the video that's reposted every year of the 2016 year, the Levine verse, and
yes.
I remember obviously just being a hardcore homer. It's like, nope, Zach won it. And every single time I re-see those videos, I'm like, how in the world did they give that to Zach?
Dude jumped over a spinning mascot and went under his legs. That'll forever be the best dunk contest ever. And guys, that was 10 years ago already. Holy shit, we are getting old.
We're old.
Actual game, though. U.S. Stars beat USA Stripes in the championship. Our boy Ant won MVP. I'm glad there's just some competitiveness this year. I think the 2 USA teams basically being young guys versus old guys, and then Team World, I think that just ignited some competitiveness in the dudes. And then shout out Wemby. Obviously, he's the one who set the tone from the get-go.
I love that for Wemby. He was just like, we're trying, like, let's get it.
Did you see how pissed he got at Cat when Cat fucked up that coverage?
I also I don't know if this is repeatable every year in the format that we did it in this year, but it was the best All-Star game in 10 years. Like, it was the best All-Star game I've seen in a long time. And it made Kawhi's performance even cooler because, like, yeah, we saw AD drop 50 and Steph had 14 threes or whatever, but, like, no one was trying. Like, Kawhi dropped 31 in a quarter, essentially.
In one quarter.
Actual defense. Like, that was craziness.
He was hitting any shot, and, like, they were heavily contested.
Yeah.
He's just pulling that shit in their face.
Bro. That was crazy.
Also, I'm saying, you get Kawhi out here actually trying, like, you know it was a success if someone like Kawhi is actually trying in this game. Now, of course, you got, obviously, World went 0-2, but two of their best players don't even fucking play, Luka and Jokic. I get it from their personality-wise. I get it, but, like, come on, guys. You guys are some of the best players in the NBA. Like, people are going to follow your footsteps. Like, they got to do something.
Jokic tried less than anybody. That was the one thing that annoyed me, is the actual best player in the world didn't really try. But
he wishes he was at home with his horses during All-Star break. He don't want to be at that damn game.
Do they still do home court advantage? Well, they didn't do East or West this year. That's why I think they need to go back to East-West, because whoever used to win that game got home court advantage during the finals, if I'm not mistaken. So
Was
that's
that
a little
ever a thing in the NBA, actually?
I think so. I think that it was the 4-3 games. I could be mistaken, but if not, they should do that. That's a little bit of incentive. I know in years past they did like $100,000 to each individual player's charity of choice. But these guys are millionaires. You got to give them a reason to want to go there, or just always have the All-Star game at their vacation spot. Why does it have to be here? Then they're like, all right, what's that?
Put it in Puerto Rico, All-Star game in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
That's a lit idea.
I do almost wonder, though, if they should make this only 2 days, because the arena was completely empty on Friday night for the Rising Stars and Celebrity Game. No one was there. Like, does this really need to be a 3-day event? Like, do the players really need to be in this city for 3 straight days doing media crap nonstop? Like, that was the biggest thing from players. It's like, by the time we play in the game Sunday, we're already gassed because we've been doing media shit nonstop all weekend.
Yeah. I also love the idea of, I'd love to bring back the East-West and make the winner get the finals, and then make the game 12 minutes. Like, I really like the 12-minute game situation, because, like, even in All-Star games previous that weren't competitive for 3 quarters, if they were close in the 4th quarter, we kind of got competitiveness.
Yeah.
So it's like, can we shorten the game length maybe, and again have 3 teams make multiple games to make it more like that way? Or you could do East-West, bring it up to like the 15 All-Star number, and then have 2 teams from each. Do a little 4-way round robin deal. The team that wins is from their conference is the team that gets home field in the finals for your conference. I don't know. I think there could be fun ways to make it work, but I love the short quarters.
Oh, divisions. Divisional All-Stars.
Yeah.
So your then we go back to divisional seeding.
Yep.
If you win your division, you're the 1, 2, 3, 4 seed instead of actual standings. I think division All-Stars would be sweet.
That could be, yeah.
And then that brings me to my point of Julius Randle being snubbed and they choosing De'Aaron Fox and Brandon Ingram over him. I saw a tweet that his current stats, he was the first player to average that to not make the All-Star game, and other people who had the same stats as him, 3 of them were All-Star starters and 3 of them were reserves.
Yeah, I did see that as well. He was the only player to meet those statistical thresholds to not make it this year.
There needs to be an actual, like, calculation they plug the players into, and that's who makes it, because the fan voting is stupid. The reporters don't actually watch every team. It'd be impossible to. The voting system is just whack to me.
Yeah. The fan vote is definitely whack.
People care way more about all NBA than they do All-Stars as far as like history of the league. So
yes, I agree. CP3, fellas, he retired. So much for his retirement tour that was supposed to happen this year. That was cut very short. Point God, man, let me just read off some of these accolades. 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 9-time All-Defense and the Rookie of the Year. He's second all-time in the NBA history in assists and steals. I mean, he's the point guard for a reason, right?
Best point guard I've ever watched in person in my lifetime. That's all I gotta say. true competitor, just a dog, like
Just a
true
dog. He got after it
and pushes his teammates. Really, like the type of guy you want on winning teams.
I want to go back in time and see those John Stockton videos of how many assists weren't actually assists. Cause like I saw like this is Jokic when he plays at home in his home stat recorder compared to away is like 3 assists a game difference. So I bet John Stockton's home stat guy was just like, yep. Because there's just no way someone plays 21 seasons and he's still like what was like 3,000 less still.
Oh yeah, not even close. Yeah.
It's like what? So
yeah, no, there's been talk and like some evidence pointing to that, but I don't think that'll ever get changed.
But in the fact that he didn't beat John Stockton, I'm okay with it because he did take a dirty dive at Mike Conley a few years ago that was completely unwarranted. The
true.
jersey untuck thing when we were just struggling to have a win in Minnesota, and times were rough, and he just made them worse for us. Let's see what else I got for him. I do feel bad for him a little bit because of the Rockets and what was his hamstring or his quad injury.
Yes.
So he got close multiple times. I mean, him leaving the Thunder right before they win it. If he would have stuck out the Spurs, he got real close with the Suns. Like that's all tough. And I will say that the Lob City teams were some of the funnest teams I've ever watched. That roster, top to bottom, was amazing. But yeah, in the end, he became a Rainbow Runner and played for like 15 teams.
Million teams. Yeah, he ultimately is definitely one of the best NBA players of all time to not win a ring. He's probably top 3, top 5 for sure in that category, I would say.
And
I have one more low light of CP3 is one of the first Timberwolves games I ever went to. There wasn't a single 3-pointer made, and there wasn't a single dunk in the game. And my favorite player, Derek Williams, had 1 point. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen, and it was when CP3 was on the Hornets.
That's rough.
The thing, like, for me, that's hard. Like, imagine CP in a different city to start his career. Like, he was dragging those teams to 40 wins. He was getting 40 wins with nobody. With
nobody.
Who was the second best player?
There's a stretch where they had David West.
That's who it was. I was like, it was a power forward.
Second best
David
player.
West.
Dragging them in the playoff series. I always will wonder the what if of if he was on the Lakers and the what if of if he was by a different team.
Spinny. Those years you were talking about, I have it written down. His prime, a 10-year span, 07 to 17. He averaged 19, 10, and 2.3 steals over a 10-year span. He was top 10 in MVP voting 7 of those 10 years. He made 9 All-Star games, 8 All-NBAs in a 10-year stretch, and 9 All-Defensive teams in that 10-year stretch.
Yeah, and a barely 6-foot point guard making 9 all-defensive teams in itself is a crazy stat.
2.5 steals a game, basically, over 10 years. Wild. Shout out CP3. That was a great career. All right, last headline, fellas. One of the ways they're discussing trying to stop tanking is creating a tournament for lottery teams. Obviously, the Jazz have been fined $500K for pulling starters in the fourth quarter. This brings me back to the point you made about expansion, Buck. Like, do we really need 2 more teams when all these other teams are already tanking so bad? Like, I agree the talent's there, but like, I feel like that's just 2 more teams to add to the tank pool then. So what do you guys think the NBA should do to address this tanking situation?
Well, back to
nothing.
Back to the expansion point of it, I think there should be a lot more than 2 teams in the expansion. There are a lot of good talent out there. And sure, it might be rough the first few years, but I think it should be like soccer rules. If you tank and you suck and you're the last 4 teams in the league, guess what? You drop down to the next level, and the best teams in the G League or whatever league that would be get to move on up. Like, you lose your spot in the top.
Wild. Oh, you get demoted. You get relegated to a different league. Oh, my God.
So start Seattle, start Las Vegas, give me Montreal, give me Vancouver,
Yeah, we need some more Canadian teams for sure.
Give me Hawaii, give me Alaska, do anything. I don't care. And start their own league. Whoever wins out of those 6 guys, those teams, they move up. They get that last spot. See you, Jazz. You're down in the bottom 6.
See you, Kings, you mean.
Yeah, see you Kings. My bad. Oh, I
I
missed
don't
that
think we
point on
would
the
ever. I don't think the Kings would ever be back in the NBA if that was the thing. Honestly,
Well, that sucks for them. Why didn't they buy out all their players? They made no sense. I
or
got to
at least
see.
try to trade them. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, guys.
Spinny,
Why
what
is
kind of
tanking
outlandish idea?
Why is tanking bad?
I knew you were going to say this. I knew Spinny was coming in with this.
Why is tanking bad?
Hey, they're just playing by the rules that are in front of them, right? So, like, I don't blame them
Why
from
is
that standpoint.
tanking bad? Tell me why you don't like it. Tell me
Because
why.
subscriptions are $30 a month. Parking is $25 at the game. I am spending.
People are paying. Yeah,
Dude, we are everyday average Joes, and we put all of our money. I'm wearing a Timberwolves shirt. I'm wearing Timberwolves pants. Like, I spent all my money on that stuff. If we tanked on purpose, that's what are you doing? That's why am I a fan?
I get, like, from a concept of throughout the whole season hoping to lose as many games as possible. I get that, but like the Jazz situation where you're winning in the game and then you sit your 3 starters the entire fourth quarter, that is fucked up.
And see, to me, that fixes what Buck is talking about. I get to see my stars play. It's worth it to come to the games, and then my team sits them and they lose in the fourth quarter. It's great. I get my loss. I get to see my stars. It's literally everything that you would want.
But Spinny, you're a guy who doesn't like parity in the NBA, but isn't tanking in theory trying to get themselves a better pick and a better player and hopefully turn their season around. Doesn't that encourage parity? I thought you didn't want parity.
What? That was very backwards thinking. But in my head, tanking, less parity, but it also means less teams in the middle. Either you're really good or really bad, which it's like, I think creates better playoffs because we have a higher, bigger group of like, yeah, I'm good and compete. And then we have a bigger group at the bottom of like, yeah, I'm tanking and not competing. And we make the middle group really small, which I think is good for both intrigue on the lower level teams. Am I going to get a top pick and top player? And intrigue on higher level teams. Am I actually competing in the playoffs to win? So it's like, I just don't, I get it. I get why we want to stop tanking a little bit, but I also don't because I think I don't see what's wrong with it.
And okay, so you don't see what's wrong with the Jazz situation. That's what you're saying.
No, I don't. I think it's the best of both worlds. I think it solves I get to see my star players play and not waste my money, and I still am tanking to lose to get a better draft pick. I think it solves both.
I think something that can very much help this is stopping the amount of time someone can be traded. Let's say I sign a 4-year contract. I play my first year and then I get traded. I got 3 years left. That means I have to finish those 3 years on that next team. So you don't get to just make split second choices like, oh, I traded for these guys. You know what? Never mind. I'm tanking now. Like, decisions need to be like, they need to hurt you if you screw it up. Like, then you are allowed to tank. Like, oh, I really screwed that up and now I suck. Like, there's too much ability to turn over the entire roster, change directions, and like, look at me when I play fantasy, dude. Like, it was All-Star break. I'm sitting here trying to make 15 trades because I'm bored. Imagine me having $1 billion now. Like,
no. Yeah, I don't know if you should be running an actual team, Buck.
No,
based on your fantasy.
No,
I'm in leagues with you. I see it firsthand.
And like, I do get that part of it. I also think making picks not being protectable would be a way to help this as well. Because if you're then again back to what Buck is talking about, you have to plan ahead. You can't trade your unprotected in 2 years and then all of a sudden be like, oh man, maybe we should tank if this doesn't work out. Like, it makes you plan farther in advance again and hurts you a lot more if you trade the wrong first for the wrong player.
Yeah, I'm with that. Spinny, I'm just sick, man. You being a college coach and you're just like okay with them not being.
I mean, I hate it from a competitive perspective, but like, it's the NBA. Is it more about competition and that, or is it more of a business about making money and competition?
It's a business.
Okay, so to me,
you're right. You're right.
Fixing the business problems is how you have to do it, but it hurts me from a coaching and competition perspective. I hate it. But as a GM, I don't know how you don't do it.
Oh, like I said, I agree. They're doing what's allowed. I don't have any issues from that standpoint. And I do agree with that point you made earlier about the better teams are like really good now, and the bad teams are really bad, and trying to like separate that so there's not as much teams in the middle, which that's where you do not want to be in the NBA is purgatory, right in the middle.
And
So
like, I'm not looking forward to, I mean, like just looking at the standings, right? Like, do any of you want to watch Detroit and Miami or Detroit and Charlotte or Detroit and Atlanta in round one? Because I don't. I don't
sign
think
me up for Detroit and Charlotte. Come on.
you want to see Detroit 4-0 Charlotte or 4-0 Atlanta. Like, I'm just
Nope.
I don't
Con
know.
Knipple. He's beating them.
And like, you want to see Boston against Orlando or Miami, like just how those two teams are playing. Like,
Boston taking a fat L.
Oh man.
Okay, getting back on the topic of tanking,
Yeah.
I think I have a solution for the lottery. We can stick with the ping pong balls, but I think they need to. Each team is assigned 5 rats, and depending on how well you trained your rat. So, have you seen this
Rats?
video?
Real rats.
Real rats. Real rats. So they can train these rats like to pick up the ping pong ball and put it in a little hoop, and then you give it a treat. Watch this video on YouTube. Just it's like training mice to play basketball.
All
Each
right,
team
you
gets
gotta
5
send it.
mice, and so if your 5 mice are able to get past these other teams' 5 mice, like a round robin tournament, and dunk the ping pong ball into the basket first, you advance. And it's just 1-point games, 1-point games. And there is no percentages. You don't need to tank. It's all up to the rats.
Do
And
they
it's
have to
pretty
be
awesome.
rats?
They're easily trainable. I mean, you could probably do something else. Beta fish.
Yeah.
I kind of stole this from my guy Kevin Wilds, but I would
Oh
love
my
to
gosh.
do the Royal Rumble. He suggested this for the All-Star game, Royal Rumble style one-on-one basketball. But you
Who,
could
their GMs or what?
know the players on the team, bruh. And you could do that same thing for the draft lottery. You get to pick one person on your team, and they get to play one on the top 15, all the ones in the draft lottery. You have a one-on-one Royal Rumble style tournament that's decided by the ping pong balls of the order, and that's how you play.
Bones Island.
Bones Island. I want MPJ or Cam Thomas. Those are my boys for that.
Oh my God. That's just trying to wrap my head around these 2 ideas you just gave me, both you guys. You guys need to be on this committee the NBA has to try to solve this because these ideas are insane. All right. Buck, Spinny, let's finish episode 127. We're going to do a midseason check-in on all 30 teams, rapid fire them all. We'll dive a little deeper, obviously, into our Timberwolves. We'll start in the East. Number 1 seed, Pistons, comfortable 5.5 game lead. I mean, this obviously is a season or 2 before then. I thought they would be good. They are tremendous. They have a legit chance to come out of the East this year.
40-13 is crazy. This team runs through Cade, but I love Jalen Duren. And honestly, Asur Thompson been a little bit better than I thought going forward. So that's been fun to see. And then Tobias Harris, 13 a game, playing 37 games on the year. That's a crazy turnaround. I never saw.
He's still getting it done, man.
Tobias Harris is like Andre Drummond, where I thought they were 35 10 years ago.
They're like 31 right now.
Yeah.
Celtics 2 seed, 35-19. Spinny, take the floor, man. This is your squad.
Jaylen Brown's a god. That's all I got.
All I gotta say is, like, once you get those hair transplants, you feel a different type of way, and you just come out more confident. He's focused on basketball now instead of being bald.
It's the Nick Wright theory right there.
Crazy. Hey, as long as we get no fucking hairline stains on people's jerseys anymore, man. That was crazy.
I don't see Jason Tatum coming back.
You don't? Spinny, what do you think about that?
He was saying that they're playing so great right now, and they have their whole team chemistry thing going on in the court.
I don't believe anything Tatum said in that regard. Spinny, do you think Tatum's coming back?
I think Tatum will come back if he is healthy enough to legitimately come back. I've always kind of been worried about, like, is he really going to come back in 8 months or whatever? And so I think they're going to be very, very, very cautious. But I do think, like, yeah, I'm with Bus in the perspective of I think what he said about the chemistry thing is just him being a good teammate and actual bullshit of what he really thinks. But I do think that he will have to be 100% healthy to come back.
So, but you tell me one or the other. Don't give me this. He has to be 100% healthy because your headline says they're making the finals. So you're telling me they're making the finals without him?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they should send him to Washington with Trae Young
No,
because they don't need him.
I'm not saying they are going to win the finals. I just think the East is winnable enough that they don't need them. I don't think they can beat. I mean, like, I don't think they can beat OKC, San Antonio, Denver for sure without them. So
They're not beating us either. Come on, be
Yeah,
real.
you missed a team there.
I mean, yeah, you can say that, but like we have the same record as the Lakers, so I don't know, man. Like I'm
Not worried.
and
Ant's
we've been
gonna
healthy the whole year, and they haven't.
Ant's gonna baby the hell out of Jaylen Brown, dude.
Ant couldn't baby Luca. Luca be babying Ant, so
Bro, Ant was 22 years old. Relax.
We beat Luca.
Yeah, we beat him last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we did beat him last year in his first year, but I think the Lakers are getting a little slept on, to be real. I know that's a horrible take because they can't play any defense, but anyways.
Knicks, 3 seed, 35-20. It's been a pretty up and down season this year for them, but obviously they're still right in the mix. I still think they're a legit Eastern Conference title contender.
Go ahead, Buck.
I don't see many holes in that team. I love the addition of Alvarado. I think they'll be the team that makes the finals out of the East.
Ooh. Yeah, I really only see 4 teams out of the East: Detroit, Boston, New York, and Cleveland. And I think Cleveland's a far fourth with those other 3. So I'm with you. I love Jalen Brunson. He's my guy. Always will be.
Well, speaking of the Cavs, they are the 4 seed, and they're 9-1 in their last 10 games. Finally getting it rolling here. I still, like you said, Spinny, I think they're in that mix. And these top 4 teams, I know it's like not that crazy to take to say the top 4 seeds are your favorite to win the East, but I do not think that any of these other teams could beat them. So 5 seed Raptors, 32-23. This has been a great year for them, I think. They're outperforming my expectations, at least.
Agreed. I love the jump Scotty Barnes has taken. I think he's all better than maybe he will take this all-star jump, actually. And the mix of Ingram, Barnes, and Barrett has been good, surprisingly. I did not know how those 3 would work together, but it's went mostly well so far. So that's been fun for them.
Well, honestly, if you do anything for the first time since Bruce Lee died, anything can happen. So good for the Raptors, a middling team that's I think they're overperforming.
Yeah, I agree. Sixers, another team that's outperforming their expectations that I had on them, 30-24. I mean, we're just finally getting Embiid's played in over half the games, and when he plays, he dominates. BJ is way better than I thought he would be, and Tyrese Maxey took another jump that I didn't know he was ready to take already this season. So I've been surprised by them.
First round L, like this team.
Agreed.
They're taking L in the first round.
No, I agree with that
at all to play in a playoff game.
I think the Sixers are so excited to finally get rid of Embiid and Paul George.
Me too.
They want to get to that next era.
You mean once their contract just ends? Because ain't no way they're going to trade either of them. No one's taking those deals. Magic, what a freaking shit show of a season for them. 28-25. They just traded 4 first to get Desmond Bane, and that was supposed to put them over the top. Last year, they were dead last in 3-point shooting. Guess what their rank is this year, fellas? Out of 30 teams.
30.
They are still dead last. And Desmond Bane has actually been solid this year. Anthony Black took a leap. You tell me Desmond Bane scores 20 a game and Anthony Black takes a leap and you're only 3 games above 500? I mean, this is a disaster right now.
Well, I'm not entirely sure how many games Wagner has missed, but
he has missed a lot.
So that definitely doesn't help because he was extremely solid for them. I would say probably their best player next to Banchero, but they kind of did the route the Jazz are taking right now. They tried to do the nonstop height, and it's just it's not working out for him. I mean, I still think they're a solid defensive team. I don't know what their actual numbers are, but I know the Timberwolves always struggle against them. But yeah, you got to have people who can shoot the ball.
Yeah, I mean, is Franz better than Paolo?
He might be at this point.
He might be, which is crazy. Like, I feel like Paolo was like a year ago, we were kind of like LeBron James light, and now it's more like Dylan Brooks. I don't know. Like, I know that was a big stretch, but I'm saying, like, I feel like Paolo's stock has dropped a crazy amount in the last year. Also, just wanted to beat this dead horse more than it can be beat. Top shooters, top players with the most field goal attempts on Orlando and their 3-point shooting percentages. Paolo 30, Franz 36, Bane 37, Black 34, Suggs 32, Carter 33.
They're not a single guy at 40.
Not a single guy. Desmond Bane 37.2 leads their team in 3
That is rough. That's rough. 37, that's like, that's pretty good.
34.1 from 3.
Yeah, that's
and 46 from the field.
That's really bad. I mean, about that Paolo thing you said, Spinny, I feel like last year there would have been a chance that the Bucks would be willing to take Paolo straight up for Giannis. But now there's zero way in hell that would happen. Right? Like they would have to attach first for that.
I'm just glad my boy Tyus Jones got out of there.
Yeah.
He was terrible this year though. Shout out Tyus though, but Miami Heat 8 seed, they're just doing Heat things, man, just like hanging around. This is what they do every year.
I don't want to talk about this team at all.
I don't either.
Maybe in the summer after they get Giannis, but I don't. It's the same team for 10 years, I feel like.
Yeah, no, agreed. The Hornets, 9 seed, 26-29, 9-1 in their last games. Offense and defense efficiency wise, they're among the best teams in the NBA since January 1st. They've been on a tear. They've got a bunch of young dudes that can score the hell of the ball. That's all I know.
Is LaMelo actually a winning player?
He might be now.
Yeah, player, which is, I did not see that one coming. Also, Brandon Miller took that next step as well. 30 minutes a game, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting, again, 36 from 3, only 42 from the field, right? So not the field goal percentage you want, but a good, making 3 threes a game on 8 attempts, which for him is, a nice step. So I've been encouraged by Miller as well.
I'm pretty sure 4 of those dudes have the same baby mama on that team, so something must be working.
Oh, Miles Bridges, LaMelo, who else?
They do have the same.
Diabate?
Oh, no, I don't have the names on top of my head, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 2 of them that have the same baby mama.
That's wild. The Hawks. This has been a very underwhelming season for them. 26-30. I get they traded Trae Young, but they should still be better than this, in my opinion, especially given the jump that Jalen Johnson's made this year. It's crazy that hasn't translated that much to wins.
Jalen Johnson is great. My boy Risha Shea looks like he's going to be the next old Bus Nation.
Yeah. So shout out Nah. That dude is hooping.
Yeah, dog.
Yep. He'll always have a fan of me. That one hurts. I actually just bought his jersey.
Really?
Yep.
That's tough.
He's a dog, man.
Bulls, guys, do you have anything to say? Because I hate the Bulls. I always have. I shit on them every podcast because they don't do anything except stay in this 9-11 range every year.
YouTube exclusive for how I feel about the Bulls front office right here. That's
yes.
The Bulls have no chance of contending since Zach LaVine. I'm just kidding. He was bad too, but yeah, they've been bad for a while, and I don't see a way out.
Just a friendly reminder that the Bulls traded for Vucevic. One of those picks turned into Franz Wagner, amongst other players. Yeah, not good. The Bucks, 23-30. Guys, is Giannis getting traded this summer?
Yes.
Yes.
What is that? What is that app? Is it Kalishi or what is it called?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
So he definitely had that deal before the deadline. And
yeah.
is it some loophole that he's not gambling on the actual game, that he's fine?
Yep.
Like, what was that?
That was crazy. That was like not quite Kawhi level stuff, but it was in that same like Pablo
That's
Torre's
fucked up.
definitely having an episode about Giannis and Clichy or whatever it's called, for sure.
Yeah. Look into it, Hardy's Hardos, if you don't know what they're talking about. It's a wild situation. The Nets, bottom three teams, the Nets, Pacers 14th, Wizards 15th. I at least know the Pacers and Wizards are making steps to try to compete next year. The Nets still seem directionless to me. I won't lie. They had 5 firsts this year and they didn't even like trade any of them. They actually made all 5 picks and they all were playmaking guys who need the ball in their hands. Like, I just don't get the Nets team. That's all I'm going to say about these 3 teams.
That being said, they won the Cam Johnson trade. 25,
They did.
7,
Bucks.
and 3, shooting 47.5% from the field and 38.5% from 3 for Michael Porter. Very, he basically increased all his attempt numbers and shooting numbers, but his percentages didn't go down compared to what he was in Denver. So I was encouraged by what I've seen from him.
I think if you want to have a veteran on your team, you pick almost anyone else in the league. I can't lie.
You think so? I feel like
he's a weird dude.
He is a weird dude. The vibe check does not pass. I will give you that.
And yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just surprised by, I feel like he's made his case for actually being an impactful player to a winning team with how he's played on Brooklyn. But the vibe check definitely doesn't pass, so there is something to that for sure.
Western Conference Thunder, their 1 seed 3-game lead over the Spurs. I mean, they've been battling injuries, and they're still getting dubs nonstop. Their pace is a little slower than I thought it would be. I thought they would actually flirt with 70 wins this year. It does not. They're not going to get that much, but they're the best team in the NBA, defending champions for a reason.
Should they trade Jalen Williams for Giannis?
They might have to this summer.
Would that be doable? I think in the summer his extension kicks in, so you could basically do it straight up, maybe add a pick or 2. I just is AJ Mitchell just as good as Jalen Williams, and would they be just fine without him and putting Mitchell in bigger minutes with Giannis? I don't know. It's just interesting.
They can beat any offer anyone could make, and I don't know why they wouldn't do it, but being that the Pacers won the championship last year, I don't really know if the Thunder will get it done.
I think the Pacers win Game 7. Hallie talked about that a little bit last week on Bronze Pod, but I truly do think that they win that game.
They were cooking. They won every game that series that he played.
And freaking their record when he scores 10 points in the first quarter is stupid and 0. And he had 9 points with 5 minutes left in the first when he got injured.
Yeah. That might haunt me for years, man. That's just such a terrible thing to see at that stage. Feel bad for him, but we know he's going to come back better than ever. Spurs 2 seed. Talk about another team that could basically outbid anybody for Giannis if they really want to this summer. I don't know if they're going to rush things though. Knowing them, they'll probably just keep developing their young guys because they're already this good and they're this young. I am terrified from the Spurs 2 to 3 years from now when Wemby's a grown-ass man. I don't know about you guys.
I genuinely feel bad because, I have no bad feelings towards the Spurs, but just seeing that, this should have been Pop's still coaching, and he's
That's true.
I think it was a stroke, if I'm not mistaken, and the last video I saw of him, he's got someone on each arm helping him walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw him talking with Wemby on social media, and he had a cane, and he was looking real rough. Sad. I would, like you said, Buck, I would love to have Pop be the coach of these teams. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
I said on this pod that I thought Dylan Harper was significantly better than Stephon Castle, and that looks like a bad take right now. So I will give Castle his flowers. He has played exceedingly well this year.
Yeah. Well, you can still give Dylan Harper some time. He's still a young buck.
I might be right still, but I never thought Castle would be playing this good. So
his jump from year 1 to 2 is insane. The fact that he's averaging 7 or 8 assists, I never thought he would be that type of guy.
How about Harrison Barnes?
Harrison Barnes.
He's just always in the right spot. Maybe he is that glue guy.
He is a winning player. He really is.
Bro, that's another guy. How is Harrison Barnes 33? I feel
He's
like
old
that
as hell,
should be
man.
57 with how long he's been in the NBA.
I had an
It feels like
autographed
20 years ago from Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, North Carolina basketball. Yep, and I got it stolen from me by my math teacher.
What?
Yep.
That's
Well, okay,
what?
so it's like okay, middle school, and I'm like messing around with the basketball, showing it to people in the hallway, and it rolled into their room, and it was like a bunch of older kids. Like I don't know. She's like, "Is this your ball?" And I was like, "Oh shit, bro." I was like, "Nah, it's not," and then I walked away.
What? What?
That's
Come
how,
on,
dude.
Buck.
That's the type of anxiety I have out of nowhere for like random things. Okay, off topic. I'm gonna make this quick.
Let's do it.
You guys didn't go to Mountain Lake, but the weight room is in the very bottom of the school, which just happens to be next to the girls' locker room. Um, in fourth
Okay.
grade, in fourth grade, that was the first year you were allowed to lift weights, but it was fourth grade through seniors. So I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm just gonna get down there and I'm gonna work out. And I go around the corner and I see the head football coach, Tim Kirk, rest in peace. And I just get scared. And I'm like, oh shit. And I hide around the corner. I was like getting up the courage to go around again. They all came up to me and they're like, yeah, you need to go talk to the office. We can't have you hiding around the girls' locker room. And obviously not what I was doing. And I was too scared to say anything. And I was like, you're right. My bad. I'm going to go turn myself in. Because, like, what am I going to tell the adult? I was like, I was too scared to go walk in the weight room. And I hid around the corner for 2 seconds.
Oh my God, Buck. What a story. All right,
Denver.
3-seed Nuggets, 35-20. I mean, they have had nonstop injuries to their starting lineup, and they're still the 3-seed. This is a team to be reckoned with. Guys, if they're fully healthy, you taking them or the Thunder to win the West?
Them. Aaron Gordon, though, if Aaron Gordon's not healthy, I don't care about any of the other injuries. I really think he's that important for them, especially against OKC.
I want to see if Watson continues to keep it going when everyone's back. I think it is absurd how awesome they are at finding players. Like, we gave Tim Conley all this credit. It just seems it's happening without him, too.
That's true. That is true. Rockets 4-seed, 33-20. They've kind of dipped as of late since Steven Adams has gone down with an injury. Can't use that double big lineup that they're so successful using. I don't know. I'm still worried about their offense in the half court in a playoff series. I don't think Amenin is a good enough shooter, and I don't trust Sengun enough in the playoffs. So I don't think just KD is going to get it done. I could see this team losing in the first round. Really good.
Joe Maz over Ime Udoka? Is it really? Are we really finally at the point where I can say that out loud? That
damn Spinny
turned out better for Boston to keep
second row Joe.
Everything that happened, crazy.
Second row Joe, man.
I can see the Rockets imploding after this weekend of Kevin Durant's very obvious burner getting released, calling his teammates the R word. Yikes.
A whole bunch of other things too. Called Devin Booker Stalin, I think. One of the dictators.
Yep. So
it's hard to look on Twitter, dude, because some of the things are really out of pocket, but other things are like insanely hilarious.
That's Kevin Durant's in the same boat as James Harden for me. No thanks.
No, stop. You're going too far.
Come on. That's too far.
Just team chemistry wise, no thanks. It just doesn't seem to work out.
But he won championships.
No, he didn't.
When he hopped on the Warriors.
No, he didn't. He says.
Lakers 5-seed, 33-21. Yeah, like Spinny said, they can't play defense, but they got some absolute bucket getters. Spinny, you actually think this team has a chance?
I do. I just think there's a lot of bucket getters. I like the Luke Kennard pickup, adding some shooting. I do think ultimately, Braun's got to be gone after this year, unfortunately for them, if they want to win long term, because I just don't think you can have Luka and Reeves and Braun. They're all the same at this point in their career, basically. So I just worry about that long term. But I just think they can get a lot of buckets and be competitive in a playoff series. Now, I've thought this multiple times about the Lakers and been wrong almost every time. So take my word for what it is.
I think they need more guys like Vando on their team. not necessarily like the not being able to shoot, but just the energy guys.
Yeah.
Guys who do give a damn, who aren't, oh, I'm a superstar. So they need more guys who aren't bucket getters, in my opinion.
Well, it concerns me how much they rely on Rui Hachimura for that energy and that defense. Like, he's a solid player in the NBA, but he's nothing crazy, and they rely on him so much from that aspect. So
I also hate DeAndre Ayton. So
yeah, facts.
Well, they got
Timberwolves.
Vando. Hold on. One more thing. They got Vando fighting with Ant almost every single Timberwolves Lakers game, every single one, and it works.
yeah.
So why don't they just stay on that buyout market of like a dude who hates each team, or
Yep.
like sign a Pat Beverly who everyone hates and just have him get in someone's head. Do it every game.
I thought Alvarado could have been a good pickup for them too, even though they don't need more guys who can't shoot on the floor. But
It's funny though, because Vando and Ant are actually dudes. They're actually bros off the court. So it's funny that they get after each other so much.
Yep.
Timberwolves, we're the 6th seed. We are a game and a half out of the 3 seed, 34-22. I mean, it's the same story every year with our Timberwolves, sadly. We just don't know how to beat shitty teams. Like what was it, like a week or two ago, we lost to the fucking Pelicans at home. My God, like what are we
20-point
talking
lead.
about here? We also got absolutely throttled basically the next game by the Clippers, who only had Kawhi on the team. I was at that game. Kawhi just went absolutely nuclear. I don't know. I still feel confident us in the playoffs. We've seen it with this team, and I know Ant's that dude. He is scoring 30 a game this year. I trust him in the playoffs. But this regular season stuff gets really annoying. I won't lie.
Yeah, it's extremely frustrating just trying to, I don't know why we mess around all the time, and it's ball movement things. I think it was Prigioni played them a tape of like, look at all the games you won and look at the average amount of passes, and then the games you lose, you just sit there and hero ball, or you
Dribble,
don't
dribble.
don't try to the fourth quarter. It's like, dude, I watched Jeff Teague for 3 years. I don't need to keep seeing that. But I do think I'm a little upset with that we did a loophole thing with Conley, even though it really helped us out. Because, like, I don't think that's right to be able to just shed 10 million and basically, like, yeah, just get traded twice more and come back. Like, that's not ethical in my opinion, but
But he
that's
still got his
neither
money,
here nor
though.
there. Right, but like to me, that's like a way, like cheating. Like, that's a way to cheat the system.
Fair, but
Yeah, I
I
get
also
that, but-
don't know if we knew we were getting him back when we made the trade.
You don't think so?
Well, like we knew the Bulls were going to trade him. We had an agreement where with trading him to the Bulls, where we knew the Bulls were going to trade him to the Hornets. Because like that's the thing, like he has to get traded a second time for that to be allowed. So like, you think that was part
Yeah,
of it?
that's true.
Like, all right, you got to trade him again.
Well, then I question what happened with Luke Ridnour, who was traded 8 times in one day, and why we didn't bring him back. So
Because we hate Luke.
that was my boy.
Was it actually 8 times in one day? Or you
He had the record for the most times traded in one day. I don't think it was 8. It was like 5 though. It was like 20 minutes after the next one.
I hope Luke was just sitting in his house all day then and not trying to actually travel somewhere.
He never got picked up. He was done.
Really? That
Yeah,
was the
that
last
final
we saw of him?
the final trade was a buyout.
Huh. R.I.P. Luke Ridnour's playing career, I guess. Number 7, Suns. Man, this team is competitive, man. They get after it. They play super hard, and that's why they're sitting here at 32-23 as the 7th seed.
Dylan fucking Brooks. Holy cow. 21, 3 and 2, shooting 44 from the field and 35 from 3. He's just been a grinder for them. Also, my boy Colin Gillespie being super impactful for the Suns. I love that man. Never thought he'd actually get roles in the NBA, but 13 a game for him this year, 42 and a half from 3. So credit to Gillespie on that big come up.
I think, yeah. I mean, I don't think they're going to do anything this year, obviously, but they do have the hustle guys. They have the guys that care, and that's good basketball to watch. And we'll see what they do in the years to come. But yeah, I think there'll be a first round exit.
Yeah, I agree. It's I don't think it's coincidence anymore that the Grizzlies started their downfall once Dylan Brooks left the team. Just saying. As much shit as I've given that dude over the years, I'll give him his flowers now. Warriors, 8 seed, 29-26. This team stands no chance in the playoffs. I don't care what anyone says. Curry could go off for 45 every game. They'll still lose.
I hate talking about this team, especially post Jimmy injury. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Kristaps is never gonna play. He'll get you 2 games of playoff series maybe, and like they just don't have enough. I'm tired of talking about this team.
Dude, that pot syndrome's no joke. My cousin growing up had that and literally missed like every day of school. Your heartbeat is just going 100 miles an hour out of nowhere, and you just faint. It's like I don't know how.
Yeah, that's not good.
You eventually grow out of it, but it seemed like Kristaps got it really late, really late. So we'll see. He should eventually be fine. I mean, the other rumors that were going around were just crazy. He just has POTS. But yeah, they're a tough watch. Those are probably my least favorite games to see, just because they go deep into their bench. I'm like, what am I even seeing right now? And that kind of puts me on that level of like, does Steph Curry finish his career there and be one of those loyalty guys, or does he just go somewhere and actually win again?
He just gives me Kobe with the Lakers vibes at the end, where it's just like, I've done what I need here. And like also like if Steph goes to another team where he's the 1B or the second best player and they win, does it really change his legacy? Like from right now? I just don't know if it does.
Good question. I mean, especially like, so you're essentially saying that he wouldn't probably win Finals MVP again?
Well, maybe he would, but like, I don't know. Like, let's use the Lakers as an example. You trade LeBron and Reeves for him. He goes there. He's with Luka. They win the title. Luka's obviously the consistent best player. Like, does that change his legacy going forward? Or is it just better that he's one of those with the franchise's whole career guys? I just don't know. I'm not saying one way or the other. I just don't know if Curry has a lot to gain from going somewhere else.
I feel like if he contributes a lot, which, I mean, he's showing us that he does contribute to winning still. He's still an absolute bucket. I think it would help his legacy. I mean, we're talking 5 rings then at that point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this still is true. I looked it up and it looks like they're at the exact same amount of points right now, but him and DeMar DeRozan have the same amount of career points, and I think DeRozan had more than him going into this year.
Hey, DeMar is a bucket, man. That dude is a certified bucket getter. And that's actually crazy because think about how many threes Curry has, and DeRozan does all his work in the mid-range too.
Yep. And DeRozan's one of those, like, I think he's going to end up being top 15 all time in points. And that's just wild because no one thinks about DeRozan. At least I don't.
Yeah. I do. That's
only person on this pod that cares about DeMar DeRozan is Bus.
I have his high school jersey in my closet right now. Let's go.
And I don't know how you can be a LeBron fan and a DeMar DeRozan fan at the same time. I feel like
that is true.
Why? I'd love to watch DeMar get his ass kicked by LeBron every year. That was awesome.
Oh, great. Cool.
Bus just put the DeRozan jersey on and
yeah. Got it. With the DeMar and the LeBron jersey.
Just taking them off whenever I need. All right, Trailblazers, 9 seed. I don't know. I don't really like watching this team. I won't lie. They got some nice pieces, but I'm not really a fan of watching this team.
Danny Avdija is my guy, but other than that, not a lot to say here.
They haven't been interesting since the first game of the season when their coach went to prison. So,
Jaden Sharp, I will say, 21 a game. 21 a game.
He's actually up to 21.
Yeah, Holy 21 shit. A game, 45% from the field. So, not bad for a guy we maybe thought was a bust too.
If they can get anything out of Dame next year, I mean, they might actually make the back end of the playoffs next year.
I just hope Scoot continues to be good.
I think Scoot needs to get traded, personally, but I agree.
10 seed Clippers. Obviously, they just blew it up. They're trying to. I shouldn't say they're trying to lose because they don't even have their own pick. The Thunder has their pick, so I don't really get it from that standpoint, I guess. But Kawhi has been exceptional this season. I mean, he's looking like prime Kawhi. That's about all I need to say about the Clippers.
I mean, you're right. That game on that Sunday a couple weeks back, I just watched him like split defender after defender, just go to the hoop with so much force. And his 3-point shot that day, like it was on a laser. It wasn't even a
Dude,
shot. It was just like doof, doof.
yeah. No, it was insane. He's flirting with 50, 40, 90 this season.
Yeah, 49 and 38 on 28, 6 and 4 for Kawhi. Crazy.
Dude's a fucking bucket. 11. Now the dumpster fires. Grizzlies 11 seed, 12 seed Mavericks, 13 Jazz, 14 Pelicans, 15 Kings. At least we have some sort of direction with the first 4 teams. I don't know what the hell the Kings are doing. That's all I'm gonna say about this group of teams. We have direction. Teams going in a certain direction, and the Kings who just have a bunch of vets on their roster for God knows what reason. Like I don't get that team, man.
Also, the Derek Queen trade for New Orleans now looks even like as dumb as we thought it was going to look. We said it was going to look dumb. Everyone hated it at the time, said it was the dumbest thing ever. And now,
third worst team in the NBA right now.
Yeah, now the Hawks might get Darren Peterson because of it. It's just like, what the fuck are we talking about? New Orleans dumpster fire. We talked about Memphis and Dallas a lot. Dallas doesn't make any freaking sense to me what they're doing. And I like Utah going forward. I think if they get this top 4 pick with the roster they have, they could be very competitive next year.
Yeah, and I think them trying to get Jaren Jackson says a lot about their belief in Keontae George, too, as a primary ball handler. So
I tell you what, the Jazz better be good moving forward because they're allowing fans to carry guns into the stadium now.
Really?
What?
Yeah, they just voted on that.
What?
Like concealed carry allowed?
Yeah.
In the Jazz stadium? That's crazy.
Why on earth would they allow that?
I mean, like, you still have to have a permit and shit for the gun. It's not like you can just walk, like,
who cares?
Walk around with it, but it is crazy.
I consider myself a pretty chill dude, but then during the playoffs, like, I'm not at all. Like, so the Jazz better be good. I'm just saying. But I do think the Pelicans should actually talk to the Spurs and send Zion to the Spurs. And then I think the Spurs would be actually almost unstoppable because I do think that one of the things, it's impossible to stop Wemby, but just putting a guy who's strong as hell up in his grill, not letting him move anywhere. And then then you have Zion on your team. Well, if they put the strong dude on Wemby, well, go ahead and sprint right towards the hoop with Zion.
That's a good point, actually. And Zion and Wemby work from a perspective of, like, you can space the floor with Wemby. I mean, if it's, Fox, friggin' the guy I just gave credit to, Harper, Castle, Harper, Vassell, and Zion, like, it's just 5 shooters in Zion, and you can make it really work. I like that.
Harrison Barnes, you missed, but
yeah.
Luke Cornett, you missed, dude. Have some respect.
I miss my guy, Lukey K. Let's go.
Yeah, have some respect, Vinny. Right, Hardy Zardos. That was our midseason check-in. Buck, we appreciate you coming on for episode 127, man. Hopefully these T-Wolves take a page out of last year's book and get rolling after the All-Star break.
Yes, sir. My biggest fear right now is we win the entire thing while I'm in Europe. And I think I would really, really regret that.
Yes, you would.
During the finals?
So the next game that I'm publishing is based on the cheese rolling event that's on May 25th this year. So I'm going to go participate and meet a bunch of people.
You're going to participate? Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Talk to a bunch of. My wife says I can't. She says she'll leave me if I do, but we'll see. We'll see. So I got married 2 years ago, and the finals were June. It happened to land June 7th and 9th. I got married June 8th, and I was sitting there just so scared. I'm like, please don't be on my wedding day. I want to watch. I want to be there. And now we're going to Europe for our 2-year plus that business trip. If I'm going to fly home early if we make it to the finals.
That's crazy. I hope we make the finals. I hope we win the finals. Buck and I will be buck naked at the parade if that happens.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. No clothes. Absolutely. No clothes for the hard-headed sports people if we're winning.
All right, Buck. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, anytime, boys.
Thank you.
Oh, that was it, Spinny.
Hardies and Ardos, for Q&A today, we're going to do a little Bethany Lutheran basketball talk. I know, Bus, maybe not your favorite season of all time currently, but just want to set where we're at. The Bethany Lutheran Vikings currently 13-10 on the season. Had some good conference wins as well. They are 6-4 in the conference, coming off wins against Superior and Northwestern in their last 2 games. Prefacing this a little bit as well, 5 of their top 6 field goal attempt leaders from last year are gone. So basically a completely new team as far as those taking the majority of the shots. So I just want you to talk to me, Bus, a little bit about the season, struggles, also good things, and kind of where you're at now.
Yeah, in terms of points, assists, rebounds, it was around 90% of the stats graduated last year. So yeah, completely new team. A lot of guys we had on the team last year now in new roles, right? But we also did bring in a bunch of transfers too. Our leading scorer on the season, Max Briggs, he transferred from Superior. So a lot of situations like that. With that being said, obviously, like a new team, bunch of guys who haven't played with each other, that's where you get your inconsistencies and your up and downs, right? So that's kind of been our battle this year is, we'll win like 3, 4, 5 straight games, but then we'll lose like 3 straight games after that, right? So just trying to find that balance. And I would say we're starting to get towards our best basketball, which is the perfect time to do that. This past week, we played really well on both sides of the ball, offense and defensively. So we're getting, I don't want to say we're peaking because I know we have more in us, but we're getting close to that peak, which is end of the season, going in the playoffs, the exact time you want to peak. So I'm excited from that standpoint, but we have 2 huge games this week. We're currently 3rd in the conference, but we play the 2 teams that are ahead of us this week for our final 2 games of the regular season. We play University of Minnesota Morris tomorrow at home, final home game, and then North Central University in Minneapolis on Saturday. So you need to be top 4 to make the playoffs in the UMAC.
And you're 3rd right now?
We are 3rd. We have a 1-game lead over the team in 4th and a 2-game lead over the team in 5th. But that's Crown and MLC who swept us. So our 4 losses all came to Crown and MLC. So if we finish tied with either of those teams, they will have the tiebreaker over us. So we need to for sure win 1 game this week.
If you win these 2 games this week, can you get higher? Or are you?
If we win both games, I believe we're the 1 seed because we already beat Morris and North Central once. So if we beat them both this week, that'll be 2 sweeps. So
got it. So
I mean, it's kind of all in our hands, man. We put ourselves in a position after going 2-0 last week. So we just are taking it day by day, and as we always do, and trying to get the win tomorrow versus Morris before we focus on Saturday.
Love that. And I just again, not to, be Mr. Negative. I was a little at the beginning, still a great season for y'all, 3rd in the conference, chance to win in the last week. I just think all the success that's been had the previous 4 or 5 years, it's hard sometimes coming off those in the year where it's a little bit more tough. But y'all have really been peaking at the right time. I thought the same thing. The basketball I saw last week is a lot different than the basketball I saw in week 1. So that's really fun. And whether they were playing or not, still a lot of big game experience of being around big games of those players that were on your roster last year. And so I think I trust you all in the playoffs. We've seen it year after year. So I think it'll be fun for y'all to get an opportunity. And I think you can do something big. So,
I mean, hey, you weren't wrong, man. I didn't take it in the negative way. We lost the senior class from last year, won 3 straight conference championships. To lose 8 seniors, 7 of them who played a lot, 7 of our top 8 rotation guys graduated. That is a ton of experience to lose. So it just gives you a different vibe. Last year's record, I think, was at this point worse than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
But just vibe wise, you almost obviously this is probably just my viewpoint on this, but I always thought we were the favorite, even though we were the 3 or 4 seed in the tournament last year, because we have all these dudes that have won already. So it feels a little different from that point this year, but I know we have the talent and the guys in the building once again. So our guys have been stepping up, and we have 0 seniors on roster. So I think next year is going to be a very exciting year too.
It's going to be fun coming down the stretch.
Oh yeah.
You can watch any of those games free on the Bethany Lutheran basketball website. Go to the schedule, and it will have a live stream link there so you can check it out. So thanks for the update, Bus. Love you, Hardies and Hardos. Hug your friends and family. And thanks for listening to the pod.
We appreciate y'all. Go Vikings.